Hey guys, this is Sweetie Care. As you guys know me, as a live streamer. I'm gonna adjust the lighting to see if you guys can see me. Um, Also, little announcement before I head into story time. I haven't been live streaming because when I start dating someone super serious, I think it's respectful to do that. I have mentioned it to him. So, and further down the line, we may do it together. So just kind of stay tuned for that. That should be fun experience. And something I always wanted to do, honestly. Like, I never wanted it to be something I always do alone. I wanted it when I finally got a boyfriend. I wanted it to be something together, and now I have a boyfriend. Anyway, so now we're gonna head into some story time because I promised you guys some story time. And also, let me know below what you think of this story time. Any questions you want me to answer. Of course, any safe questions. So, like YouTube doesn't get mad. You can comment below or any other like storyline stuff, from my life. Anyway, so today's story time is going to be talking about a story experience from a guy that I dated that I think is kind of funny. And no real names are going to be used. So it'll be a fake name. And we're going to call him Carl. So, once upon a time during I like to call it my self-discovery period. A couple years ago, I had some very wild, crazy experiences. Wild experiences for sure. And I started experiencing that I liked, like, the energy that was coming toward me was older guys, and way older than I used to. And this guy in question, yeah, he was 50 years old. Also, disclaimer, I know I look really young, but I am 32. So anyway, like, I met him a couple years ago, maybe a year or two ago, and his name was Carl. I met him through a friend, and I think actually what she was either thinking he was going to be a good relationship guy for me, or like a sugar daddy or something, because she thought she had some good money. And I was also going through a period where I wasn't working so much because of a health injury and stuff. And as you guys know, I did live streaming full time for a period of my life and made good money through that, and was good at it, actually, naturally. And so I might have been doing that during that time, but anyway, so she mentioned it, and then we got together. It was really strange. I met him in the parking lot of Target, and he was pretty attractive, kind of like what I was looking for. He actually reminded me a lot of one of my on and off's ex, which he can be a little bit, I guess his physical appearance looked a lot like him. And I learned later he can be a little bit of a hot mess, given the fact that also, he didn't have things so put together, because we're meeting at Target, and I realized he didn't even have a car. I forget how he got there. Maybe the bus. But yeah, he didn't even have a car. And then we were just like hanging out in Target, and he got me a bunch of like, whatever stuff. I don't even remember. May have been hair products. But anyway, so that started our kind of like dalliance. And I think, I'm not sure if it was that exact day, but he did take me to like nice place to eat, like sushi kind of like type. And he was also very kind of like quiet and careful and nervous. And he's, he had been married before, he's had kids, so kind of like a very grown life. But then later I found out, it was the funniest thing in the world, that he already had a girlfriend. But it's like they had a really weird relationship where she would cheat on him. Like, and she would tell him, she'd be like, oh yeah, well, this is just like something I'm going to do, and I know you love me, but like I need to explore other things, so you can either deal with it or leave me. And he wasn't allowed to date anyone else. He was just supposed to deal with the fact that she was messing around with other guys, and they're still together. So it's kind of a sad story, and I was just kind of like, you should just leave her, but he's just like super in love with her. So, but he wanted to like have a secret and have fun with me. So that was kind of crazy. And then, what else? Oh, yeah, so then like beyond that, we would like meet up, not really at my place. He may have spent the night one time, but there was like a commute there, and so it was just too much of a commute, so I would have to come see him. And usually it's like we would get this hotel kind of thing, and it was pretty fun, like took me on a nice dates and everything. But I kind of like drifted apart from him because it was kind of clear that he was more aggressive, and he needed to take out like his aggression sexually. And it just like didn't mesh with me. It was kind of upsetting. Like, I did want him to be in a relationship. But anyway, later down the line, like, we kind of like stayed in contact, like on and off. Like, he would randomly like talk to me like as friends or something, and then he would like block me because of her, and then he would unblock me. It's just like crazy. And it was also weird for me because I felt like he was also like fantasizing about one of my best friends that set me up with this guy, her sister actually. And it's like she never had any interest in him, her sister, so it was just very bizarre. And but then later down the line, it was like 6 to 8 months ago, I want to say, he so I told him that I wasn't interested in continuing whatever, like I was down that time, like I really wanted a relationship. And like, so then he heard that and he was like, okay, I'll respect that. And then like a couple days later, then he got back to me, And then he like tried to talk to me again, and it was like late during the night. He swore he wasn't drinking, but he was like, yeah, like I want to try it, like I think like I want to try to be with you and be in a relationship. And I was like, okay, it's kind of weird. He just like randomly decided this. But then at the same time I was like, oh, this is cool, like all right, it's not like we're strangers. But then it got kind of weird when we were talking about it, and then I agreed maybe to see him, like, so we can talk more about it, like at my favorite restaurant. He has to come see me, like I'm not gonna be doing that. And then he was like, okay, so he agreed to that. And then this is when it gets strange. Then he kind of said, he was like, okay, like getting ready to go to sleep, and then he's like, I love you, which was really weird. Okay, when guys drop the L word way too quickly, it kind of freaks me out. I've had guys do that, especially after like sexual stuff, and it weirds me out, and I just don't trust it. I've had guys use me before for other reasons, because because I have money, my family has money, like I have a lot to offer on the table. So that's one of those things where they say that, and I feel like they're trying to manipulate me or whatever, and I just don't really trust it. And so that was like a red flag that came in my head, and I was like, oh, that's weird. And then right after, like, I didn't even have time to process that, because right after he then he like forgot what my name was. It's like, so he wanted a relationship with me. He was coming back at me. He really wanted a relationship. He just told me he loved me, and now he was like completely forgot my name, and he swore he wasn't drinking. It was oh my god, whoo, boy, it was like a roller coaster. So after that, I told him, I was like, hey, like, I'm sorry, but let me I'm sorry, but this is just not going to work. Like, I mean, like, I've waited for someone like really amazing, and like I don't want anyone to make me miserable, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you, but I don't know, those are just like red flags. And to continue the story, during this period I had kind of like distance from my friend. We were going through a friendship thing, and from my best friend, and then later my best friend and I patched things up, and I told her about this whole thing that happened, and she's friends with him, and she confronted him about it. And then he was trying to lie to her that like like he never said I love you, he never said any of those things. And then she's like, no, I don't think so, like I believe her over you. And then it's like, when she said that, then he finally like confessed. It was like, okay, yeah, that happened, but I wasn't drinking or whatever. And sometimes like I forgot her name because I would block her, and unblock her. And then so what's gonna end the story, the last thing that happened was he reached out to me on Telegram, because I realized a lot of people, if you know about the app Telegram, it's like you have to be careful with it, because a lot of people that maybe you blocked, somehow Telegram has access to your information, and people that you blocked, like they see that you added on Telegram, and they're on Telegram, and they can just message you out of the blue. I actually recently deleted Telegram. Thank God for that, because I'm not dealing with that. But anyway, he messaged me on Telegram, and he was like, he was apologizing for that night, and then I told him, I was like, that's cool, but, you know, you did just kind of like try to lie to my best friend and saying that never happened, so you might want to apologize for that. And then he never said anything, and I'm like, wow, what a tool. So yeah, so that's my story about Carl. Let me know what other stories you guys want or questions answered. Keep it safe. If you want to know anything about my life, that's cool too. And I'll keep you posted when I live stream again. Right now, I am just doing content like fun dancing, singing stuff on TikTok. If you want to know my username for that, comment that question, and I will answer. Okay, love you guys. I appreciate every single one of you that like followed and showed me love and everything, and all the friends I've made through live streaming. Bye.